Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something truly remarkable. We are going to build a simple, practical guide to reconnecting with the Holy Spirit. And the best part? We're going to use a tool you literally carry with you every single second of your life, your breath. We're going to uncover this incredible biological and biblical connection between the very air in your lungs and the presence of the Creator. So let's start right at the beginning with Genesis 2:7. Think about this moment. God doesn't just speak humanity into existence from afar, right? He gets intimately close. He literally kneels in the dirt, face to face with the clay, and breathes life right into the dust. The very first moment of human consciousness was actually a respiratory event. Here's where it gets wild. In ancient Hebrew, the words for breath, wind, and spirit, they're all the exact same word, ruach. And for the ancient mind, this wasn't just some nice poetic metaphor. No way. This was an undeniable, indivisible, physical reality. The Spirit of God is the kinetic, life-giving presence. It's as real and tangible as the wind rustling through the trees. When you look at the whole biblical story, you see these amazing bookends. It starts in Genesis with God breathing into dust to create a living being. And then fast forward to the Gospel of John, where the resurrected Jesus actually breathes on his disciples and says, "Receive the Holy Spirit." It just proves that respiration is literally theology embedded right into our anatomy. It is the original interface between dust and divinity. Section 1. Hovering, then speaking. There's a fascinating contrast right in the opening lines of Genesis. Before God ever speaks light into the void, the text points out that the Spirit, the Ruach, was hovering over the dark waters. The original Hebrew word implies this trembling, vibrating, brooding stillness. The energy and the presence had to be there before the spoken word. So creation itself actually began with an exhalation. The Ruach moved first, and then the word came. It's stillness before the fire. And honestly, this is huge for us today. To apply this, we really need to practice hovering in stillness, just letting our breath settle, before we jump in to speak, act, or even pray. Which brings us to Section 2, the human tuning fork. I absolutely love this metaphor, and I really want you to internalize it. Think of your body as an instrument, and your breath as the tuning fork you use to align your nervous system with God's frequency. The Holy Spirit is the music that is constantly broadcasting all around us, but your tuning fork has to be vibrating at the right frequency to actually catch the song. And why the breath? Well, breathing is literally the only autonomic function in your body that you can consciously seize control of. You can't decide to suddenly slow your heart rate or change your digestion, but you can instantly change how you breathe. Because of that, you can use it as a deliberate lever to yank your body out of that anxious, high-speed survival mode and drop into a state of deep receptivity. Let's look at how that works in Section 3, unlocking the theta door. It is mind-blowing how perfectly our physiological brainwaves map onto our spiritual states. When we're stressed out and rushing around, our brains are rapidly firing in beta. But as soon as we intentionally slow our breath, our brainwaves physically slow down too, dropping us into alpha, which is this calm, focused state that's perfect for centering prayer. If we go all the way down, we hit delta, which is deep sleep. But right in between conscious awareness and sleep is where the magic happens. We are aiming for the theta state. This operates at a really slow, gentle frequency of 4 to 8 hertz. It's literally the threshold between your conscious mind and the spirit's speech. When you hit theta, that analytical, defensive ego finally just steps out of the way. It is the exact same brainwave state you're in during vivid dreams, and it's the exact condition where the prophets consistently heard that still, small voice. Section 4. Tools for the threshold. So let's get super practical. Our first tool for a new learner is box breathing. Think of this as your centering anchor. It's a beautifully simple, equal-sided pattern. You just inhale gently through your nose for 4 counts, hold that breath for 4 counts, exhale smoothly for 4 counts, and then just hold on empty for 4 counts. You repeat this cycle to quickly build focus. This simple little pattern gets incredible results. It drops you right into that alpha state of calm awareness. Those breath holds are actually training your nervous system to tolerate the pause, which is what the Psalms call the Selah. Plus, it forces your body to physically release its anxious grip on the world. The Bible calls this concept Rapha, which literally means letting your defensive armor drop. Once you feel centered, you can try coherent breathing for even deeper prayer. This is a continuous, circular loop. You inhale for exactly 5 seconds through your nose, and then immediately exhale for 5 seconds through your nose. There are absolutely no pauses at the top or the bottom, just a smooth, steady, continuous rhythm. You can actually treat this mechanical process as a literal prayer. Historically, ancient rabbis understood the unpronounceable name of God, YHWH, to sound exactly like breathing itself. So we inhale to receive God's power and peace, and we exhale to release our shame, our anxiety, and our illusion of control, just surrendering the whole shebang back to the Creator. Biologically speaking, this 5x5 rhythm drops your respiration rate down to exactly 6 breaths per minute. This naturally activates your vagus nerve, which literally applies a physiological brake to your anxiety. It completely shuts down your sympathetic nervous system's fight-or-flight response, bringing your mind right to the edge of that incredibly receptive theta door. Section 5. Return to original consciousness. This is exactly why merging this ancient theology with modern biology is such a game changer. Every single intentional breath you take becomes a biological reenactment of that very first moment in Genesis. Every inhale is receiving the Ruach. Every exhale is a deliberate act of surrender. It's a continuous, beautiful return to your original, unhurried human consciousness. So I want to leave you with the question to really chew on. If your body is truly the temple of the living God, how are you going to use your breath to tune the instrument today? Next time you feel overwhelmed, remember the Ruach. Just pause, find your breath, and open the door. Thanks so much for joining me today, and be patient with yourself as you start putting these tools to work.